your host, Arnold Lewis, with the ATP Network. I help athletes prepare for a life of overseas basketball. Hope you guys are doing great today because today we are getting prepared for game day. The game day is tomorrow, or whenever you're listening to this. The game day is not today, but the next day probably coming up. And so I figured, why not go over some things that I normally do to get prepared for game day. You know what I mean? Because I think I got asked this question yesterday by one of the viewers on, no, how do I prepare my mornings? What do I do to get my mornings prepared? And it got me thinking about game day. Well, I can honestly say one of the first things that I do, always do when getting prepared for games, like in general, is I go get a haircut. And it just remind me, because I just went and got a haircut today. I hope you guys like it. Not too shabby. Not too shabby if you're tuning in. But I always go get a haircut first. If I could get my hair done, if I could get my hair braided, I'm going to go get a haircut first. You want to know why that is? Because it's just like Deion Sanders, prime time. He always say, you look good, you feel good, you play good, you get paid good. Your perception plays a lot into your attitude, your energy, into your performance. Because it's very rare to find someone. It's very rare at times when you feel looking good, like you don't feel good when you're not looking good. When you go get yourself dolled up, you go get you some new clothes, you got you some new shoes, you just got your hair did, you know what I'm saying, you get your hair cut, you always feel good. It's just like a feeling that just takes over you, because when you look good, you feel good, you play good, you get paid good. So for me, getting prepared for games, I normally always go and get a haircut first, because it does boost my confidence to know you looking good, playing out there, doing what you're doing. It's just it's more about tapping into your mental. Everything is going to tap into the mental when it comes to, in life in general, but especially when it comes to preparing for the game. You know what I'm saying? So I always go get a haircut first, because just the feeling, it's always about really getting ready for any situation, especially in games and stuff like that. It's always about how you feel. It's about the feeling. Feeling is the secret. Can I get myself in the best feeling nature first? What do I do to get myself in the best feeling nature first? Because the feeling you have before the game dictates a lot. It's going to carry you over a lot into what you feel going into the game. So if you already coming into the game dolled up, feeling good, you know what I'm saying? You're purposely putting yourself into situations to get the best energy. You're trying to push out the most energy you can when you're getting ready for games. So a lot of that depends on your mood. A lot of that depends on your mood. And your mood is affected by a lot of things. Appearance is one of them. So me personally, knowing that my appearance is good, knowing that I look good, I'm going to hoop. We're going to play good. You're going to play good. Now, it's not everybody likes to get dolled up and get their hair cut and all this and that before the game, but it does go a long way. It does change the energy inside you, knowing that, you know what, first of all, I know I'm looking good because, I took the time, got my hair cut, I'm ready, and things like that. So for me, I know, because I went and got my cut today, that how you look, your appearance, and that reminds me of a book. I think it was Brian Tracy's How to Become a Millionaire or something like that. How to Become a Millionaire. I think it was Brian Tracy, How to Become a Millionaire, or some steps to becoming a millionaire. And he said that people, he was talking about appearance and how appearance affects your performance, which is crazy. It's like how you look can affect how you produce. And it was an experiment that they done when they had these telemarketer people back in the days. You know, the people who used to be on the phone calling all the time. That used to be a big job thing back in the days. And they were trying to sell things. And it was like the percentage of people that sales went up is when the manager came in and made everybody on the like the chairs or people who sit down and do their calls. Everybody started to wear suits and dresses, and they had to be dressed up, even though they couldn't see them. Just the fact that they had on suits, they had to be like done up like they just got done in like like going to a ball or something. Basically, they got themselves ready as if they were meeting someone in person. Like it was almost as if they were a banker. They had on suits and whatever. And their percentages of sales shot up. They never seen the people. They just only changed their appearance. Now, imagine that. Just the simple change of appearance of making yourself look good, putting on some new clothes, getting your hair done, whatever. That right there changed their whole like department. Sales increased. I don't want to quote it, but the sales increased dramatically just by simply how you look. The way you look will affect the way you feel. The way you feel will affect how you play. You know, there's sometimes when you walk on the court and you just say, you ever heard it like, man, I feel good. I feel good today. When somebody come in there and they got like that bounce. You ever walk onto the court, you got that bounce like, whoo, I feel good today. Tap into how you do that. Make that a real current thing. It's just like, we're going to get into that. But one of the things is, when you're getting prepared for games, is mental clarity. Mental clarity before you get hyped. Before you get all the way hyped up and jumping up and bouncing, take time to get your mind out. Clear your mind before you fire up. A calm mind reacts faster than an overstimulated one. So even when it's crazy. You're so hyped and you jumping around and you listen to, who was a good person that be getting you hyped up? Young Boy is a good one. Young Boy get you turned up. Big X, Key Glock. These type of people get you hella hyped up. But I appreciate the sub, but I ain't finna do all that, bro. What are you talking about? These type of people, these type of music, they get you hyped up. But before you get hyped up, it's good to be mentally clear. Clear your mind first. Clear your mind first. You ever seen a young guy playing and he just so amped up and then like you moving too fast? I can say that's one thing about being older. And you see how they talk about like LeBron and these older guys. The more you get into the game, you see like why older players last longer is because they learn how to slow down in their brain. They see the game in a different way because they're able to slow the game down. I'm able to see plays 2-3 plays ahead because I'm able to slow the game down. How do you slow the game down? You got to be clear in your mind. If you're not clear in your mind, you can't slow the game down because everything's chaotic. If your life is chaotic, your game gonna be chaotic. So it starts before you even step on the court. How do you clear your mind before you even step on the court? That's one of the most important things that you got to understand. A lot of people be having girlfriends and stuff like that. That is one of the major things that I see what happens to players when they're overseas and they're playing is when they get into a fight with their girlfriend before the game. You know how I know? Because it used to be me. That's not mental clarity. That's not mental clarity. Going into the game after you just got in a fight with your girlfriend that can be detrimental to your game. Relationships can be very detrimental to your game. I've seen more players have off games and bad games strictly for the fact of their relationship. Their relationship with their other be the downfall of why they don't play well because you're not focused. You have no mental clarity. Your girl done piss you off. Your boyfriend, your husband, somebody that made you mad. So now you can't even get yourself right. You're trying to go into the game and you're thinking about everything else that's going on. I'll give you a perfect example of how not being mentally locked in or mental clarity can really mess you up before the game. So I remember it was probably like 3 years ago, and it was my first game. It was my first game of the season with this new team. I think it was the COVID season. Yeah, it was COVID season. It was, and I was the first game. It was the first game of the new season, and before the game, I had got an email saying that I had missed court. I had missed court. Now, why was that important, or why is that significant? It's significant because during that time I was going through like a custody battle for my daughter. Now, y'all are young or whoever listen to it, but if you don't know nothing about fighting for your family, for your kid, she's probably like 4 or 5 at the time. So going through that custody battle, and then I missed the court date. Apparently, I didn't miss it, but I thought I did. And something else that happened. All I'm saying is my mind was completely wrecked before the game. My mind was completely wrecked before the game because I could not focus on anything in the game. My mind was just not on the game. I didn't have any clarity in the game because I was so focused on everything outside the game. It's so crucial to not bring everything from outside the world inside those 4 lines, inside that box. Yes, we all live a life and have other things going on just because we play basketball. However, the minute you take what's outside the court and you bring that on the court, you're through. And it was very difficult for me that game. I think I played the first 3 quarters. I even got benched. It wasn't the first game. It was like the 3rd game. I remember. I think my coach had to take me out the game for like a whole quarter because he could see you're not here today. You ever see somebody on the court and you could look into their eyes and they just look lost? You're not here. You're somewhere else. You're not locked in. Your mind is on something completely, somewhere else completely. Nobody care, gang. Okay, but you here, buddy. Still here. While you here, you might as well subscribe, gang. I'm just talking about 12 years of experience, you know what I'm saying? It's funny. I love it when they come on here. There we go. Julian's back. Hey, Julian, we got someone else who I think is a bigger troll than you. He's trying to take your spot. You gonna let him do that? Don't let him take your spot. Don't let him take your spot. Another thing you have to do before games is, bro, you just gotta control what you can control. Your effort, your energy, your attitude. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let go of situations. You gotta let go of situations that you can't control. I remember last season, I was playing for a really big team in Argentina called Quimsa. And I was just having a terrible first half of the season because I was put into a situation where, you're right, I was on the bench. I'm glad you said that. I was on the bench. I was coming from a situation where I was coming off the bench. I've never came off the bench a day in my life in a professional setting. Never. You know what I'm saying? So it was very difficult for me. You know what I'm saying? But I couldn't control that. I couldn't control that I came off the bench because I'm not the coach. I'm a player. The only thing I can control is how I responded, where only thing I can respond to is what I did when I got in the game. I can only control my energy. I can only control my emotions. I can only control how I felt. Now I ain't gonna lie. I was pissed a lot of the times, and it was very, very stressful, and it really affected my game a lot because I could not let go of the whole situation of why am I coming off the bench? This dude not better than me. Yet I got to play behind him. What are you talking about? And but I could not control that. That wasn't my job to worry about playing time. My job was to worry about me. You feel me? Yeah, I mean, Black Boy, you tapped in. Just go look on my page, man. Look through my reels. You'll find everything you need to know, bro. Look me up. Look me up. That's all I got to say. Look me up. But what I did was, after the Christmas break, I let go of all of those situations, meaning I let go of realizing I don't control my minutes. I don't control my playing time. But what I can control is how I feel when I get on the court. That's the only thing I can control. My energy, my attitude, how hard I go talking to my teammates. I had to let go of everything else. I had to let go of the coach I didn't like. I had to let go of playing maybe some games, of me playing 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Some games I played 5, 10 minutes. And you know what? This is the crazy thing. When I had a bad attitude and I was just feeling terrible is when I played the least. When I let go of all that, I starting. Situations in the universe, in the world, and everything just seemed to just started to form together. And it just was to test me. It was like the universe was looking at me like this, like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? And you know what? Most of the time, most people are not even paying attention to the situations right in front of them because they're so upset about what's going on right in front of them that you don't see the bigger thing. You don't see what's really going on in life. You don't really see what is the reason that you're here. And that's a lot of times, especially, that's one thing that I learned in that situation. I was so focused on my minutes. I was so focused on why am I not playing the way I want to play? Why am I not doing, getting like what I believe I'm better than this guy in front of me? But I was so focused on that, and I didn't realize, you know what? Everything that you do, basketball, work, job, whatever it is, there is a spiritual connection to everything. And there's never just a reason of why you're in a place or around people for solely just one thing. You're not at your job just to work. You're not on a basketball team just to be on a team. You're not in school just for school. There's always a bigger meaning and a bigger purpose to everything. And once you are able to disassociate yourself from the results and control how you approach every situation, games, class, work, whatever it is when you could really see and thrive in any situation. And that's what I learned from that. The second half of the season was probably the best part. I went from like 4 points a game to like 12, 13 a game, second leading scorer on my team, from coming off the bench playing like 4 or 5 minutes to dang near the second leading scorer on the team, first in rebounds. And that was from first half of the season coming off the bench. You know why? Because I control what I can control. I started controlling my energy, my attitude. I let go of all the negativity of the things I couldn't control. I let go of not liking the coach. I let go of minutes. I said, you know what? It is what it is, bruh. I put in work. I'm coming here to hoop. I'm finna enjoy it. Whatever happens, happens. I'm out cheer. Not here, but I'm out cheer. A lot of things that I used to do, or still do to this day, I don't even say used to do, but something that I've incorporated into my game throughout the years is visualization. Visualization of what it is you're trying to do, not just of, winning. Excuse me. What do I mean by that? Basically, when I meditate and when I visualize games, I'm visualizing moves, situations, and things like that. Of course, I think Steve Kerr said it the best. How you live your life outside of basketball reflects a lot on the court of basketball. So how you think and how you do what you do off the court, and almost if you are there is once you realize there is no disassociation, there is no difference in who you are in everything that you do. You know what I'm saying? If you're a hard worker on the court, you're going to be a hard worker in life. If you are a generous person in life, you're normally a generous person on the court with dimes and stuff like that. It's just there is no separation of who you are. That's why understanding who you are means so much to your game. But do you take the time to understand who you are so you can understand the type of player that you are? Like me, I know, like I said in the beginning, once I got my hair cut, once I get me a nice little line up and my hair braided and I'm feeling good and I stretched and I get my meditation, in the day before the game, like every time before the game, before I do my nap, I wake up, I stretch, I pray, I visualize moves on the court. Okay, they give me the rock here. Defense normally comes here, turn here, fade here, jab here, shot here, defense here. I'm mentally and visually seeing everything that could possibly happen before it happened. Not just saying, oh, I want to win. And breaking down pieces and situations of the game because I watch film. Okay, he likes to spin back this way. He drops one dribble this way, spin back this way. I'm going to play defense like this. Tap it into your visualization bag. I always tell my daughter this. But remember, you can always see more with your eyes closed. You can see more with your eyes closed. Oh my God, man. People be wilding out here in the comments. Like, I'd be like, how you find my channel to come say something crazy on? I don't know. I appreciate the comments though. Can't be scared to make mistakes. How you do it, how you do anything is how you do everything. That's exactly right. How you do anything is how you do everything. You can't live in chaos and expect to not play well or play efficiently. It all matters. Yeah, at the end of the day, it all matters. That's why you have to focus on what you can focus on. Part of that before, like I was saying, I like to visualize what's going on, defense. There's a part of that of getting your mind right and putting myself into situations. Okay, I watch the scouting film, right? I'm watching the film on the players that we're about to play. Next, I go watch a defensive. There's this video that I found maybe 2-3 years ago. This is like my little secret hack that I tell some people about, but it's like a secret hack that people don't even realize. But this has helped my game so much. And sometimes I'll be lacking on it, but new year, time to get back into. A lot of times you don't have to like start and do something new. Just get back to the things that got you to where you are already. You're already good. You don't have to. Sometimes you don't have to learn a whole lot of new things. You just have to double down on the things that's already working for you. And one of the things that worked for me a lot that helped me improve my defense, because I feel like, okay, I'm getting later on in my career, and a lot of guys later on in their career, their defense lacks. And I don't want to have I'm not going to say like no kinks in my game or no downplay in my game, but I want to help my team out in all ways and aspects as I can. And a part of that is being a great defender. So I found this video on YouTube years ago, and I watch it before every game. It's a defensive highlight video. I watch it before every game, and it changed my entire mentality of defense, because I'm putting it into my brain. I'm visualizing how I'm going to play defense because I'm watching it and I'm getting that downloaded into my brain. It's getting locked into my visual receptors. It's kind of like the car thing. You see, it's a lot of times you be playing well or you think you're playing well, but there's so much things to the game that can happen or that is happening at one time. You forget. Just like when you used to like think about it. I remember there's certain moves that I used to do all the time that I don't even do anymore because that's just not in my scope of moves and transitions anymore. So to get better or to improve my defense, I go and watch this defensive video. I watch this video before every practice, before every game, and I swear it changed my whole defensive game completely. Because it just gets you into that mental preparation of, okay, the game, mental clarity. Game is moving, game is moving, game is moving. You're always going to revert back to what the last thing your brain knows, what you train your brain to see when it comes to the basketball, offense and defense That's why the first thing when we talk about having mental clarity and not just being hyped up and running around out there trying to block every shot. Like young guys, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna try to block every shot. That's because you're not thinking straight. You're just thinking you're too hyped up. That's how you get in foul trouble, and then you end up on the bench, and then you don't get to play because you're too hyped up. But if before the game even started, I got my mind right. I watched my defensive highlights. I got my mind prepped for what's about to come. I'm prepped and I'm ready. Defense slide this way, move your feet this way, hands up this way. Get on the floor here, do this. You know what I'm saying? So when the game happening and it's moving, you're going to revert back to what you know. As a person, as a human, you're going to revert back to what you know. And that's something that I use to revert back to. And it helped me because once you're in the midst of the game, you're trying to think of the scout report or whatever, and you're thinking of the player. No, you're going to think about, I've watched this video so many times to get it ingrained into my brain that it's automatically, I do the things that's necessary. You feel me? Keeping that mentality that any moment can be the big moment is a chase. The only way to be ready for the moment is through discipline and repetition. It gives you confidence to go full out. Johnny, I like the way you think, brother. Like the way you think, like the way you speak. Couldn't have said it any better. Couldn't have said it any better because you never know. You never know. You just got to be present. Present in the moment. I'm just here in the game. I'm just here. I'm locked in. I know what the overall mission is. I'm here to do my job. I'm going to revert back to what I already know. Your energy. I'm a revert. That's why it's so important to go hard in everything you do. That's why it's so important to just, you know what? That's the difference I would say between a pro and a non-pro. What you do when it's not game time. Everybody wants to show up when it's the game time. What do you do when it's not game time? How often do you do it? And how hard do you go when you do it? That is the separator. That's the separator between a 2-year career and a 10-year career. That's the separator in getting $1,500 a contract to $15,000 a month contract. What you do when nobody there. That's the definition of a real pro. What you doing with nobody there? Because I can tell you this right now. Being a pro overseas, if you think someone is there to hold your hand, you are sadly mistaken. It is the most grimiest, cutthroat business I've ever been a part of in my entire life. My entire life. Hands down. So if you don't understand the type of person you got to be before you even step onto this court, everything happens weeks, months. I think I heard Damian Lillard said when he hit that shot from deep on Paul George, and he was like, this happened because of what I did in the summertime. You feel me? The work that he did with nobody seen him putting up those shots deep in the, like putting up those shots from that deep. Paul George, that's a bad shot. What he didn't know is he was practicing that with his trainer in the summer, months and months and months and months ago for this very moment, because you never know the moment when it might come, but you prepared way before that. And the only reason we even know about that is because I caught him on a podcast talking about it. So what you do when nobody's there, when the lights are off, literally when you're in the gym by yourself, if you go to the gym, getting up, it's all going to matter at some point. It's the big separator. Not because to be honest, in pro sports, a lot of time you don't even have the opportunity to even work on your game and practice because you got to work on what the team's going on. And then a lot, it's not like high school or maybe at college where you can just get into the gym anytime you want. A lot, that's a great thing. A lot of situations overseas, you're not able to get in the gym whenever you want. I go to another gym where my best friend plays at because he's able to get in the gym because he literally lives in the gym. Don't matter because I go over there and I go get in the gym with him just to get extra shots up. We played on the same team 2 years ago in another country. We used to get up at 8 in the morning, practice usually at 10. We used to go to the practice. We used to go practice. Yeah, practice at 10 or 11. Practice at 11. We used to get up at 8 in the morning and go get shots up. Every 3-4 times out the week, 4 times out the week because of the games, situations, travel, whatever. At least 3 times out of the week, we would go and get shots up in the morning. The work that nobody sees. The work that nobody sees. And we credit that. I'm 12 years in. He's 13 years in. You know how we even became best friends? Because we wanted to go to the gym together and work out in the gym when nobody was there. It was like 11 at night one time. He was just like, trying to go get some shots up? Yeah, let's go. Every time it was like, you trying to go put some work in? Yeah, let's go. And look what that led to. Over 18, 19 years of just saying, you know what? Let me go put some work in when nobody in here. We literally used to have to break into the gym in college just to go get some shots up. I remember us breaking into a gym. I remember us breaking into a gym just to go get shots up, figuring it out, trying to climb through the window, just hungry to get better. Till this day, that's over 18, 19 years ago, we're still together putting up shots in the gym. Him 12 years in, him 13 years in, me 12 years in. Now, I'll tell you what, ain't no time, God bless, I can go on for another, whatever it is, whatever happens, but I really feel like I got another 5 years in me easy. I won't leave the game because I don't want to. Like that because my body or my skill has left me. I'll leave the game when I feel like I'm just done playing. When I'm ready to hang it up. It will not be because of lack of preparation, and it will not be a lack of committing to the grind of what it takes. I've already encoded that into my DNA. The grind will not leave me. I don't know anything other than the grind in any aspect. Like dude said earlier, well, how you do one thing is how you do everything. I'm right now here on YouTube grinding. This is a grind. I've been live every single day for the last 2 months. That's a grind. That is a grind. How you live your life will depend and show you everything that you need. It will be your biggest, it will be the focus, and it will show you everything that you need to see. If you want to know how your life will turn out, just look at your habits. Look at what you do. And ask yourself, is this good enough? Athleticism will always be important. Unless you're like super skilled, unbelievably skilled, and I'll give you a quick tip. Not everybody's unbelievably skilled. I believe I'm not even unbelievably skilled. I've acquired skill. I've been praying for like dang near. I picked up a basketball at 5. I'm 36. So 31 years of my life. Of course, I've got some skill. But that has not been, and I'm moderately athletic. I could get up and down. I'm very quick and fast. That's just a part of my game. But the game, it will always be full of athletes. That's why you look in the league, they always go for athletes first. And the ones who don't last is who don't know how to use their brain. Your athleticism will only take you so far, and that's overseas as well. If you don't know how to use your brain in this game, you're going to be gone. You know how many guys I didn't see who could jump out the gym? All this athleticism is important, but by far is not the most important thing. It's how you think. It's how you think. That's what got me in. That's what kept me in the game. My work ethic and how I think, not being stupid on the court. Because I actually watch film. I actually reflect on my game. I actually prepare in my game. I prepare my mind. I go through visual practices. I meditate. I visualize situations. I visualize shots, practicing shots because I want to be successful. No one told me I had to do it. No one told me I had to. It was a decision I chose. Look, that's all I got for today, man. I appreciate you guys tapping in. We got a game tomorrow. I hope all you guys have a blessed day. I hope all the crazy people in the comments have a great day too. Remember, greatness is a habit, not a right. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow.